This is a DB0 drum kit. This is a DB1 drum kit. And this is a regular old-fashioned drum kit. And today I'm going to record all these with the Yamaha EAD10. I did set up a couple mics. I put one overhead and one in the bass drum. I did some sound tests, but brothers and sisters, I'm not a sound engineer and it sounded terrible. I'm not even going to lie. I couldn't really get it to sound that great, so I figured I'm going to use the EAD because I know it's way more consistent. You don't have to be a sound engineer to get this thing to sound good. So I'm going to use the exact same settings on every drum kit, recorded the exact same way with the Yamaha EAD10, so we can get consistent results, brothers and sisters. On the quiet drum kits, I'm using these Evans DB1 cymbals, which came with the DB1 heads. I got them as an entire pack of low volume gear, so I'll have a link for that in the description. And then when I play the regular drum kit, we're going to slap on these beautiful Quietest PST7s. If you're looking for cymbals and you don't want to spend an arm and a leg, these PST7s are pretty awesome for a budget cymbal. Just in case you didn't know, we are in the basement, folks. So one of the tests I'm going to do is bring my phone upstairs and record in the living room just so we can hear how it sounds up there when I have all these different drum heads down here blasting away, brothers and sisters. Look at that beautiful white marine pearl. Oh my goodness. Before we go any further, let's talk about the differences in these drum heads. The Evans DB0 is just a regular mesh head. So if you play drums, you've probably seen these before. They've been out for quite a while. And then Evans also dropped this DB1, which is also a mesh head. It has a black dot and some foam underneath the head, so it just gives it a little more body to the drum, and you can hear the tone a bit more from that bottom head. I actually really like how they call it a DB0 and DB1 because it is like turning it up 1 dB. So clever wordplay, Evans. Ain't gonna lie, brothers. Same thing on the bass drum, brothers and sisters. You can see that DB0 is a thin mesh head and the DB1 has that black dot with the foam ring. And the snare heads are also a little bit different. The DB0 again is just a regular mesh head, but the DB1 has this plastic liner underneath the head. It gives it that snare kind of sound. I also put a bandana under it because one of those strands broke. I've had this thing for a couple months and there was a couple sessions where I went extra hard on this drum kit. So yeah, I snapped one, but I'm surprised more didn't break, to be honest. This thing is pretty durable and I didn't want it flapping around inside the drum. And the bandana does give a little extra body to it. Maybe it does change the sound just a little bit, but it doesn't change the volume. So that's what we're going after in this video. So now let's do some sound tests and compare all three drum kits and see how quiet these mesh heads get compared to a regular drum kit. Again, guys, that was the exact same settings on my EAD. I didn't change them at all. The only thing I changed was the drum kits. So you can definitely hear the volume difference. Now the next test I want to do is I'm going to put my phone upstairs in the living room and record so we can pick up what it sounds like from up there. I know it's not exactly a real life test. You'd have to really be up there to experience it yourself, but we can at least see the difference between the three of them from the phone audio. I even have a picture of the audio waves from all three of these so you can see the difference in volume. I thought that was pretty cool. So let's head upstairs, brothers and sisters, and record these dang drums. So there you go, guys. You can really tell when I put the phone upstairs. The recordings that I got from the EAD, you can't tell as much. I mean, you can tell it's just a quieter sounding instrument or whatever, but this is the real test that I was amazed by, and I got the exact results I would expect when you look at those audio waves. The drums are the loudest, the DB1 is in the middle, and the DB0 is the lowest. Pretty cool, man. So I would say that DB0 drum setup cuts the volume probably a good 70-75%. It really cuts the volume of that drum kit. So if you're an apartment drummer, if you can't make a lot of noise, if you got a baby, this is a pretty good option. Even the DB1, it still holds a good bit of the tone, and those low volume cymbals are not too abrasive and not too loud. Honestly, they got it down. Between the mesh heads and these cymbals, they figured out the low volume drum kit, and it's pretty awesome. The mesh heads do feel a bit more similar to an E kit as opposed to an acoustic kit, but you can still tune the heads down and make them feel close to a real drum head, you know, because those mesh heads are a little bit more bouncy. But you can work with them, and regardless, you can practice without disturbing people. So I thought that was pretty cool. Definitely check these out. Again, I'll have all the links in the description. If you need some low volume gear, I highly recommend this Evans DB1 or DB0 system, especially the cymbals. Even if you just want to buy the cymbals, it definitely helps. You can get those sound off mutes and the low volume cymbals, and you'll be in good shape. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you learned something from it. Drop a comment, subscribe, like, share, blah, blah, blah. Brothers and sisters, I love you guys. I'll be back soon. Have a good day. Peace.